Good morning. Welcome to Upward Rain. This is Frederick Beers again. So this morning is kind of personal, I guess, but I know that it's going to help you out, and so I just wanted to share just some thoughts. So this morning I was thinking about, and also yesterday, um, I was thinking about how to better maintain that attitude of prayer, how to better maintain the connection to God throughout the day. Because there's all sorts of things like clamoring for our attention, clamoring for our time. Um, and we've got errands to run. We have to go to a job. Like we have to interact with other people. Different things are happening. Like we're constantly bombarded by all kinds of stimuli that draw us away from being in the Lord and being mindful of the Lord. Um, I believe that that walking in the Spirit is, among other things, there's nuance here, and but at the base level, walking in the Spirit is walking in prayer, walking in that attitude of prayer, and kind of maintaining that and keeping that throughout your day. And so I was kind of thinking about that. I mean, I had a little bit of a struggle yesterday. It was kind of to and fro. It was kind of at times getting enveloped and getting kind of swallowed up in circumstance, swallowed up in whatever's happening in the moment, which drew my attention away from the Lord. Um, at the outset here, I want to say it is possible. It is indeed possible to both be engaged in life and at the same time be engaged with the Lord in a knowable, experiential kind of way, where you're knowingly in Him and also in the goings on of your life. And so there's a book I read some years ago. I want to go through it again because it's very practical, but it has kind of a practice in there of turning your heart, turning your mindfulness back to the Lord throughout the day. So like when at first, whenever you think about it, just kind of be like, oh, I kind of my focus is off here, and so just kind of inside, in your heart, in your mind, you just turn yourself back to the Lord and just be mindful of His presence, that He's always around everywhere, that He's omnipresent. Sort of in the guise of the Brother Lawrence practicing His presence. And so Brother Lawrence, the book Practice of the Presence of God, I believe that's the name of it. He basically had a realization that God is everywhere all the time, that He's omnipresent. And so his thought was, if that's the case, that God is everywhere all the time, then I can be mindful that He is here, that He is with me, that He is near. And so he sought to live his life in constant recognition that God was present, that God was here, He's near, He's with me, He's for me. And that led him to this lifestyle where everything he did was he turned it into a worship activity to God in honor of God, washing dishes, cleaning the floor, mopping, whatever. Whatever his daily task was, he did that in honor of God and in worship to God. Just turning himself, turning his heart, turning his mindfulness to the Lord. So that's one thing. Just practically speaking, like all throughout the day, whenever you feel yourself kind of drifting off or you're getting enveloped in whatever the circumstance is, just call yourself back. Oh, Lord, I want you to be first. So I thank you for being near. I thank you for loving me. I thank you for being for me and not against me. I thank you that you have the plans for me laid out to bless me and to give me a future and not to harm me. Lord, I thank you that you are here, that you're as close as a breath. And just inside, in your heart, in your mind, just call yourself back to the Lord. And then another way that this can work out practically is find a scripture that really touches you, a scripture that say you want, a part of scripture that you want to experience in your life, whatever the scripture is, doesn't really matter. Just one that speaks to you that you like, and memorize it. And then those times when you feel yourself kind of drifting away, then you can ruminate on that scripture just over and over in your head, and allow that scripture to kind of cause your heart to lean back into the Lord. Just so that your awareness of God is renewed in the moment. This is especially helpful when stuff is happening that's really getting you irritated or that's getting under your skin. It's has the potential of messing up your day. So in the midst of that, instead of allowing yourself to get into all that muck, just instead turn your heart to the Lord. Speak the opposite. If it's anger, Lord, I thank you for your peace. I thank you that you know the circumstances, that you know the heart of this person. You know my heart. Like, Lord, I ask that you would take this from me. I give it to you now, Lord. I give this person to you. I give this situation to you. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't want to cause turmoil or division. Lord, I thank you that you are for community and that you are for love. And Lord, I just ask that you would let love be shed. And it's just, a thought prayer, I call it. It's just calling yourself back to the Lord in the moment whenever something's happening. This is a way to take thoughts captive. Just, it's much more powerful to speak in order to take a thought captive, because I don't know if you've had this struggle, but in order to fight a thought with another thought, that's a huge struggle. But if a thought comes and you want to take that thought captive, you speak the truth out loud, and that arrests that thought, because you cannot have a concurrent thought with speech at the same time. And so what I'm trying to describe here is if you have this thought that comes up and it's not of the Lord, then speak the truth that combats that thought out loud, under your breath even. And the moment you do that, you have literally replaced that thought with the truth, and you have arrested it, taken it under the obedience of the truth of God right in that moment. So It's a powerful thing to practice. But anyway, but you can also do that. You can also try to do that with your thoughts. But this is just, getting into that repetition, getting into that ruminating, getting into that meditative kind of thing. And you're just meditating. All meditating mean is just reverberation. It just means repetition. And so you're just taking a scripture, taking a thought, and you're just, replaying it over and over. Maybe you want to get into Thanksgiving instead of having some turmoil. Then start thanking the Lord about things he's done in that same subject matter, if you will. So I just wanted to just share some of my thoughts with you this morning. And thank you for your time. If you like this kind of content, please, please, please subscribe and like and share this video if you would. That would help tremendously. Just as some channel housekeeping, I have a lot of things in the back of my head about the logistics of this channel, trying to press into what God's going to do with it, and what kind of changes are going to be happening. So there's going to be lots of changes happening. I wanted to spearhead the beginning of this channel with these live streams. At the beginning here, we're up to this is my 12th video, I believe, which is crazy to think about, because I remember before fighting myself about even beginning and even starting this channel. So the thought that I'm 12 videos in now is pretty crazy. So I thank you for being with me on this journey. Yeah. So again, if you like some of the content I have this far, go ahead and subscribe and look around, watch some of the other videos, like, share, and God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.